You think your species is tough. You think you've seen warriors. Let me tell you about the day the Vorath Armada learned what true terror looks like, and trust me, it wore a stupid grin and cracked jokes while dismantling our entire battle doctrine. My name is Krell'vax, 3rd Combat Analyst of the Vorath Imperial Fleet, and I was there when we made the biggest mistake in galactic history. We laughed at the humans. The War Council chamber, aboard the dreadnought Eternal Fang, buzzed with anticipation. Admiral Threxnor, all 8 feet of scaled purple magnificence, stood before the holographic display showing a single human vessel. One, singular, alone. This, Threxnor announced with a mandible-clicking laugh, is Earth's champion response to our invasion fleet. The room erupted in chittering amusement. 300 warships, each carrying enough firepower to glass a continent, versus one human frigate that looked like someone welded scrap metal together during a particularly enthusiastic garage sale. Sir, I ventured, pulling up historical data files on my terminal, the humans have demonstrated unpredictable combat capabilities in previous encounters. Perhaps we should analyze them. Analyze? Threxnor's eye stalks swiveled toward me with disdain. Analyst Krell'vax, we have been conquering star systems since your egg sac was still forming. These primates barely left their dirt ball 50 cycles ago. What exactly should concern us? Fair point, I thought, except for that nagging feeling in my tertiary stomach, the one that usually meant something was about to go catastrophically wrong. The human ship drifted closer to our formation. No evasive maneuvers, no weapon charging signatures. Just floating there like a metal turd in space. They've sent us a transmission, Communications Officer Zix reported. Put it through, Threxnor commanded, composing himself into what he probably thought was an intimidating pose. The holographic projector flickered to life, revealing a human male leaning back in what appeared to be a command chair, held together with actual duct tape. He was eating something crunchy. His uniform looked like he'd slept in it. For a soup, the human said through a mouthful of whatever he was chewing. Name's Marcus Kane. You the guys planning to invade Earth? The entire bridge fell silent. This was their champion? This disheveled, snack-eating disaster of a biped? Threxnor's scales flushed deeper purple, a sign of barely contained rage. Human, I am Admiral Threxnor of the Vorath Empire. You face 300 warships crewed by the finest warriors in this quadrant. Surrender immediately and we may show mercy to your pathetic planet. Marcus stopped chewing, swallowed, then smiled, and by the void, that smile made my scales itch. 300, huh? Wow. You guys really don't like to take chances, do you? What's the matter, Admiral? Feeling a little insecure? Need to bring the whole neighborhood to feel big and tough? How dare you? Threxnor sputtered. No, I get it. Marcus continued, standing up and brushing crumbs off his chest. Compensation's a real issue. 300 ships? That's like showing up to arm wrestle a toddler with a mech suit. Honestly, it's kind of embarrassing for you. I checked my scanner readouts again. The human ship still showed no weapons charging, no shields activating, nothing. Was he suicidal? Insane? Both. You mock us, Threxnor hissed. But your words are the desperate bravado of the doomed. Weapons? Target that insignificant vessel? Hold up, Marcus interrupted, raising one hand. Before you do the whole fire all weapons thing, can I ask you something? Just out of professional curiosity. Threxnor's mandibles twitched with irritation, but his ego, like all great military leaders, couldn't resist. Speak. Your fleet formation? Who designed it? Like specifically, I need to know whose tactical academy I should avoid if I ever decide to teach. My claws froze over my terminal. The formation was textbook Vorath doctrine. Interlocking fields of fire, layered shields, redundant command structures. It was perfect. Our formation is impenetrable, Threxnor declared. Designed by strategic mastermind Calathor himself, veteran of 200 campaigns. Marcus nodded slowly. Right. Calathor. He wouldn't happen to be the same genius who lost Battle Group 7 to the Krenthian rebels last cycle, would he? How did he know that? That information was classified at the highest levels. Your intelligence means nothing, Threxner snapped, though I noticed his scales had lost some of their confident coloring. Prepare to die, human. Okay, but real quick, Marcus said, holding up 3 fingers. 3 problems with your current setup. 1. Your flagship is positioned exactly in the center of your formation, which makes you a giant bull's. 2. Your power signatures show you've got overlapping shield harmonics on the port flank, which means one good hit there creates a cascade failure. And 3. And this is my favorite part. You brought plasma accelerators to fight someone who studied your weapon specs and knows they take exactly 4.7 seconds to recharge between volleys. I was already running the calculations. My blood ran cold. He was right. About everything. Enough talk, Threxnor roared. All ships, open fire. 300 warships unleashed hell. The void lit up with enough destructive energy to vaporize a moon. Plasma bolts, kinetic missiles, particle beams, everything we had painted the darkness with death. The human ship vanished in the firestorm. For exactly 4.7 seconds, nothing but expanding plasma clouds filled the view screen. Then the clouds parted and Marcus Kane's ship emerged, not only intact but accelerating directly toward our formation. Impossible, someone whispered behind me. Oh, you guys actually fired, Marcus's voice came through, still casual as ever. Cool, cool. My turn? His ship's hull split open like a mechanical flower, revealing weapon systems that made our scanners scream warnings in languages I didn't know existed. Computer, play playlist designated Humanity Says Hi, Marcus announced. What happened next? I cannot fully explain even now. His single ship moved like it was dancing, weaving through our formation faster than our targeting computers could track. Every shot he fired found the exact weak points he'd identified. The port flank shields cascaded just as he predicted. Ships began colliding as they tried desperately to reposition. And through it all, Marcus Kane's voice, commenting on our fleet's destruction like a sports announcer, calling a particularly boring game. There goes the 7th wing, classic overextension. Oh, and Cruiser Group Delta just took out their own support frigates. That's gonna hurt in the after-action reports. Wait, is that Admiral Threxnor trying to run? Sir, the exit's the other way. I watched 30 warships explode in as many seconds. My console couldn't keep up with the casualty reports. This wasn't a battle, it was an execution masked as a comedy routine. Analyst Krell'vax. Threxnor's voice shook as he grabbed my shoulder with a trembling claw. Tell me you have a solution. I looked at the tactical display, now painted red with destroyed vessels, and felt my career flash before my eyes. Sir, I said quietly, I think we should have analyzed those unpredictable combat capabilities. Human laughter echoed through our communications channel. The Eternal Fang shuddered as another proximity explosion rattled our hull. Around me, control stations sparked and died while crew members frantically tried to route backup power through systems that were never designed to handle this level of sustained punishment. Status report, Threxnor demanded, though his voice had lost that confident boom from 15 minutes ago. Funny how quickly arrogance turns into panic when your supposedly invincible armada starts resembling expensive space debris. We have lost 147 ships, I reported, my claws shaking over the console. Another 63 are reporting critical damage. The human vessel continues to maneuver through our formations at velocities that should be physically impossible. Should be. Marcus Kane's voice cut through our bridge speakers like he was joining our staff meeting uninvited. Man, you guys really love that word. Should be impossible. Should be afraid. Should have stayed home. How's that working out for you? A tactical officer threw his helmet at the communications panel. It bounced off harmlessly. Trace that signal, Threxnor ordered. Find his location and concentrate all remaining firepower on those coordinates. Already tried, sir, the communications officer reported miserably. He is bouncing his transmission through our own relay satellites. The human is literally using our equipment to mock us. I had to admit, from a purely analytical standpoint, it was brilliant, infuriating, humiliating, and absolutely brilliant. Another section of our fleet vanished in a chain reaction of explosions. Marcus had somehow convinced a squadron of our own heavy cruisers to shoot each other by spoofing their identification codes. 3 capital ships, decades of construction, trillions in resources, gone because they thought they were firing at enemy targets. This is Commander Vralakash of Battle Group 9. A panicked voice crackled over the command channel. We are being engaged by what appears to be ourselves. Our sensor readouts show enemy contacts with our exact signatures. The transmission cut to static. He is turning our own technology against us, I muttered, running combat analysis algorithms that kept returning results labeled error impossible parameters. Sir, I recommend immediate retreat. We cannot win this engagement. Retreat? Thregsnor's eye stalks whipped toward me. The Vorath Empire does not retreat from a single ship crewed by a single primitive. We have over 100 vessels still combat capable. We have permission to interrupt your denial phase, Admiral. Marcus's voice again somehow sounding both cheerful and exhausted. Look, I get it. Big scary empire, centuries of conquest, never lost to anyone this embarrassing. But here is the thing about humans you probably should have researched before rolling up to our planet with your entire toy collection. The main view screen flickered, and Marcus Kane's face appeared. He looked tired now, I noticed. Good. At least killing us was taking some effort. We are really good at making things that kill other things, Marcus continued. It is kind of our whole deal. Every major innovation in human history? Weapons. We figured out nuclear fission because we wanted bigger bombs. We invented computers to calculate artillery trajectories. We went to space because we wanted to prove we could drop missiles on each other from orbit if needed. We are a species that looked at the food chain and said, not good enough. We need to be higher. Your barbaric history does not frighten, Thregsnor began. I am not trying to frighten you, Marcus cut him off. I am trying to educate you. See, when your scouting ships showed up 6 months ago and started scanning Earth, you know what humanity did. We didn't panic. We didn't pray. We did math. He gestured off-screen, and technical schematics filled the view screen. Vorath ship designs, weapons specifications, armor composition, shield harmonics, all of it annotated in human script, with notes like weak spot here and overconfident idiots probably will not expect this. We analyzed everything about your technology, Marcus explained, your strengths, your weaknesses, your tactical doctrine, your favorite breakfast foods. Okay, maybe not that last one, but we could have if it mattered. Then we built this ship specifically, and I mean specifically, to counter every single advantage you thought you had. I felt my tertiary stomach drop. A trap, I whispered. This entire engagement was a trap. Finally someone gets it. Marcus pointed at the screen like he could see me. Gold star for you. Random alien dude. Yes, this was a trap. You showed up expecting easy prey, and instead found a species that has spent its entire existence perfecting the art of killing things that underestimate us. The tactical display showed our remaining fleet trying to reform into defensive positions. It was useless. Marcus had already demonstrated he could dismantle any formation we created. I am going to make you an offer, Marcus said, and his voice had gone from playful to something much colder, not because I am merciful, but because honestly, I am exhausted and I would like to go home and sleep for approximately 3 days. You turn around right now. You leave this system. You go back to whatever hole you crawled out of, and you tell every species in your empire exactly what happened here today. And if we refuse? Thregsnor asked, though we all knew he was stalling for time we did not have. Then I stop playing around and show you what my ship can actually do, Marcus replied. Because fun fact, everything you have seen so far, that was me operating at about 30% capacity. I have been running combat simulations and weapons tests. You have been my live fire training exercise. My console beeped urgently. New contacts, appearing on sensors. No, not new contacts. Old contacts. The debris from destroyed ships was moving, reconfiguring, forming into autonomous attack drones. He weaponized our own wreckage, someone gasped behind me. Recycling is important, Marcus said cheerfully. Your ships had perfectly good missile components just floating around, Seemed wasteful not to use them. So, Admiral, what's it going to be? Retreat and live, or stay and become another object lesson in why humans do not make good targets? Threxnor looked at me. Actually looked at me, his analyst, the one who tried to warn him. His scales had faded to a sickly pale purple. How long would it take to initiate emergency warp protocols? He asked quietly. For the entire remaining fleet. Approximately 8 minutes if we begin immediately. Do it, Threxnor ordered, then straightened himself with as much dignity as a thoroughly defeated admiral could muster. Human Marcus Kane, the Vorath Empire acknowledges your combat superiority this day. We will withdraw. Smart choice, Marcus replied. Oh, and Admiral, one more thing. What? When you file your report, and I know you are going to have to file one hell of a report, make sure you mention something for me. Tell them that I am not special. I am not the best humanity has. I am not even in the top 10. I am just the guy who volunteered because the mission brief said it would be funny. Tell them that Earth has billions more like me, and most of them are way scarier. The transmission cut off. We limped away from Earth's system with barely a third of our original fleet. The journey home took weeks. Every day Threxnor looked older, his scales duller. I spent the time compiling my report, knowing that my recommendation to retreat would probably be the only reason I survived the inevitable court-martial. When we finally reached Vorath Prime, the High Council convened immediately. They listened to our testimony in silence. They reviewed the combat footage. They analyzed the losses. Then they did something the Vorath Empire had not done in 4 centuries. They issued a permanent exclusion order. Earth and its surrounding systems were declared forbidden territory. Any ship that ventured within 10 light-years would be considered mutinous and destroyed on sight. And me? I got promoted. Turns out being the only officer who tried to warn about human unpredictability made me the Empire's leading expert on humanity. My new job title is Specialist in Primitive Species Threat Assessment. I spend my days analyzing intercepted human transmissions, trying to understand them better. Last week, I decoded something called a meme that showed Marcus Kane's face, with text reading, "When you show up to the Earth invasion and the ape starts doing math." I did not understand why it made humans laugh, but it made me check my door locks twice before sleeping. Because that is the thing about humans. They will analyze you, outthink you, outfight you, and somehow make jokes while doing it. The Vorath Empire learned this lesson the expensive way. 300 ships reduced to 97 survivors by one human who treated galactic warfare like it was amusing. And somewhere on Earth Marcus Kane probably went back to eating those crunchy things and fixing his duct-tape chair, ready to do it all over again if anyone else made the same mistake we did. We laughed at humanity. They laughed back. Guess who stopped laughing first?